All right, it's been a couple weeks since we've been on the air with the VOR IndyCar series, and tonight we return back to the airwaves as we get you ready for the finale tonight. A champion has been crowned, but that doesn't mean that we won't have ourselves potentially a new winner. We had one last week, and we could get one again tonight here at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway on iRacing as we get you set for 300 miles. This 1.5 mile multi-banked, 18 at the bottom, 19 in the middle, 20 at the top. Should be a pretty good race. 78 degrees, 56% humidity, partly cloudy skies, and yes, this is not the only race in Miami this weekend. And make sure you subscribe to the VOR YouTube channel. As always, I am the captain. We welcome you in. Yes, it's been a kind of up and down season. Last couple of weeks we've spent, let's see, one race got postponed, unfortunately. Nashville, we had a kind of a small turnout, so I actually ran the race with the guys, so that's why you didn't see a broadcast there. I didn't do too well, in case you were curious. Tonight, though, we're live, and we're here. Alex Van de Sant officially crowned a champion again in VOR. Congratulations to him on winning the championship. Cameron Boston, will try to get a word with him if I can during the broadcast here. He won the race last week at Nashville, his first career win. But tonight, we're going to focus on having fun, and we're going to focus on the third place spot in points, and we're going to get you the championship, or not the championship, but the schedule for Season 7, which will be coming in June with a whole lot of changes. And something tells me the captain is involved in them a little bit. So, looking forward to that. There's your point standings. Of course, Alex Van de Sant is the champion officially, with him and Sudik not making the race last week. Dakota DeMay now up to third. You see Shane Coogan, Cameron Boston, and Thomas Geisler all within 1 point of the three spots there, 4 through 7. And, of course, you add 10, you get third through 7. So that's going to be a tight battle. We'll try to keep an eye on here throughout, thanks to Sim Racer Hub for the help with that. So, qualifying still going on. We got about 35 seconds to go, and while we got a little bit of time, we'll show this off a little bit throughout this broadcast here. But there it is, Season 7 going to be launched right there. Texas Motor Speedway is where we'll start June 18th for 130, I believe that's 134, well, it says 139. With 200 miles. Might have to check the math on that one. But races are going to have some differences to them. And we'll talk about the reasoning and things like that here during the broadcast. As you see, it'll be free to enter next season again. It used to, actually this past season had a little fee to it. No more fee. That's been dropped. And a lot of other things dropping with that. But right now, we're going to get ready for the race. So let's move that thing out of the way. And let's get you the starting lineup for the race this evening. And Sudik on the pole with Alex Van de Sant right there with him, 1 and 2, as they've been the two dominant drivers, and they pretty much all tied each other across the line there. Julian Altena, Shane Coogan will take row number 2. Row 3, Jim Herrick and Ty Richter. Matt Houston, the race verse with Sunset Arctic Games team, alongside the Nashville winner Cameron Boston there in the 8th position. Thomas Geisler, Gary Godso, who I feel bad that I got into last week. Sorry, Gary. And James Watson will be the 11 drivers to start the 300-miler in Nashville. And there the cars are on the grid.
Oh, next lap.
We're going to kind of lighten it up for this Season 6 main event final race here. Throughout the broadcast here, I might do some different things that I usually don't do. That's mainly because we're just going to have some fun tonight and celebrate the 6th season. It's been a very challenging one for the league, but they continue to fight through. And one thing I'm looking forward to next season is helping out Julian and the league itself for just trying to use some of the feedback that I've had from being somebody who's helped run a league and stuff, and see if we can get back to the days where people actually had to go home and watch the race because they couldn't race in it. People like me. Yes, that happened to me actually in this league once. So I think that's entirely possible, and We're going to work on getting people signed back up as they leave the burnouts to roll on out. Now, Homestead Miami Speedway has had some changes here on iRacing, believe it or not. They actually have their own configuration here, and basically the difference is the pit road. You will have to use the entrance to turn 3 to get on pit road, and the exit of turn 2, where you see some of the cars coming off right now, to actually not be penalized. So that's going to be one thing to watch tonight, because I would guess more than likely we are going to see green flag pit stops in this race. Handling is going to be key to what we see in this race. James Watson did not take the grid, so it looks like 10 cars will take the starting lineup here as we'll get set for 300 miles and 200 laps at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway here on the Velocity Online Racing channel in partnership with the Captain Esports Network. Pace car is in. And Nick Siddick will lead him to the green. As they work their way up through the gears. Oh, Alex Van de Sande gets loose. The other cars are getting loose. A lot of cars getting loose. And almost all of them saved it. One did wreck, and it's Julian Altada. The boss man has gone around over in turn 2. We saw Van de Sande about wreck. We saw Julian about wreck. We saw Gary Godso about wreck. That was ugly. And Julian's on pit road. I believe the last time Julian ran a race here at Homestead, he was in a lap 1 wreck. Sudik leads as we complete lap 2 already. Let's go back and watch the wildness there off turn 2. It was like somebody put an oil slick there or something. All right, let's. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 cars, 2 of them save it. All right, 2.5 saved it. Yeah, Jim Herrick was the other one, by the way. All right, Dalton is on pit road still. James Watson didn't start the race, and Sudik's out to about a 1.7 second lead while the fight for third is on. And as per usual, our big thanks to TrackCams22.com for the cameras tonight you will see in the race this evening. You can check them out on the iRacing forums. Also on Facebook and, of course, at TrackCams22.com as Julian Altada praises his great driving in chat. Don't worry, Julian, you followed the champ. That's the way to do it, buddy. Like I said, this track all about handling in the weather with the sun out here at Homestead. The draft will come back together a little bit here because there is a lot of draft in play, but through the corners, obviously got to find the different grooves and stuff that you're going to run. We ride with the champ. Once again, by the way. And Julian's back on track, so he is all 3 laps down. Alex making the pass on Thomas Geisler for the 4th position. You see the different groups basically in this track. Back in 2003, Homestead in Miami was a flat 1.5-mile oval, and they decided to put progressive banking, which at the time was something unheard of. And what they did was they put the track at 18 degrees down there next to that white line. In the middle, where about where Alex is, a little bit higher than that. It's 19 degrees. And up against the fence is 20 degrees of banking. And they did that to try to create side-by-side racing in more of the stock cars, but it also allows racing like this in the open wheels, as Alex almost gets the wall there as he comes up to the back of Ty Richter in the 33. Ty doing a great job holding off the champ here. That Happy Trails Chili Mix car. There's the camera. Team Watson Racing. I think they had a pretty big announcement on Twitter. I'm not sure if they made it or not. I know they were kind of teasing it earlier today. James Watson and guys doing a pretty good job there, building up a pretty good team. Cameron Boston back there battling with Matt Houston. That's a side-by-side fight you see about a half straightaway back. There's Matt in the 66 car. Gary Godso in the 3 car back there. And Jim Herrick in his brand new 4D Racewear car. You're going to be seeing a lot of that here in the near future. It's a company that Jim has been working on for over a year now. I remember during the TI IndyCar stuff, Jim and I would talk, and he's like, man, I've got this new company and stuff that I'm working on that we're going to do like racing gloves and things like that, which is really cool. And here it is. It's come to fruition. So second, third, fourth have all come together. Nick Sudik is already on his way to Fort Lauderdale, or downtown Miami, or not downtown Miami, but up towards the west side of Miami, out where the F1 race will be tomorrow. Out by what used to be the original Joe Robbie Stadium or Pro Player Stadium, or how many different names they had now? Now they're Hard Rock Stadium. I actually played basketball about a mile or so from that stadium. I remember I could see the top of it from where I was playing basketball at, so it's kind of cool to see them hosting a Formula One race there all these years later. "16 laps in, and Cameron Boston is working the 18 degrees of banking against the 20 degrees of Matt Houston here. Boston not able to make the pass. You know, it's all about momentum here at this track. You got to be able to use the draft, carry the speed down the straightaway, and then be able to make the moves in the corners. Lap time-wise, you're not really seeing any fall-off at all. About 4/10 so far in that last lap, and that was probably more getting out of the gas. The last time by there, 26.9, and that was probably a big lift from Cameron. What it would look like if we were fans in the stands. You can check out these cameras online there at trackcams22.com. This is a little higher than I remember sitting at when I would go to Homestead races for watch like NASCAR and stuff like that. I would sit about row 10, which was about eye level with the back straightaway. Cameron looking low. See, he gets to run on the inside of the corner, but just not able to complete the pass there on that top side. You're just able to carry the speed off of it. As we are a 10th away in this race. So this isn't the only battle going on. Look up here at second place now. Shane Coogan is got Ty Richter and Van de Sant there behind him. Ty's doing a really good job here. I think I've mentioned plenty of times Shane Coogan, how great of an oval driver he is. Alex, obviously, some could argue, one of the better open wheel drivers in all of open wheel racing on the iRacing. And then here you have Ty Richter, who is up here doing a great job. If he can hold this thing together for another 170 laps, he could be looking at a great run tonight in that VOR Team Watson car. And these two are still at it. So Sudik's lead 4.7 seconds. As Cameron and Matt are still side by side. He can't complete a pass. He's got to jump out of the gas. And it just kills his momentum when that happens. He actually made the pass, though. I think Matt let him go. Yeah, that and Matt got really tight off the corner. And here comes the spam. Yeah, there's Matt back there now. So really not needing sixth gear at all through this track. I can't remember if I've run a Homestead race in an IndyCar yet. I know it's one thing I started to do last year was run a lot more open wheel cars, and probably going to see me doing a lot more of that in the near future. Let's jump up here for third to battle on with Van de Sant and Ty Richter. Fuel range here, looking at roughly 50 laps, I would say. 40 to 50 laps on a tank of fuel, so should be a four-stopper, I would think. Alex diving her off to the bottom, putting it right down on that white line. Makes the pass. Nice pass by Alex. Now he's going to set sail. After Ty Richter scraping the wall up a little bit there with the tires. Shouldn't do too much, but it's going to slow him up. McLean and Green so far, 31 laps in. So one thing that I want to go ahead and bring up, I want to send a shout out to a couple people. Obviously, one is Julian Altada. who's done a fantastic job, 6 seasons strong now, running this league. He has put all of his effort into it and has done a fantastic job. And kudos to him for the hard work there, and also to Robert Sadler, who was a part of all this and has done a great job helping build this league. I know Gary Godsow's had a ton to do with it, and they've created what has been a fantastic league to watch and to be a part of. I think 6 of the 7 seasons, or 5 to 6 I've been around, either racing or broadcasting, as you see Sudik out there, the Ohio DDR club car. Those shout-outs, the reason I say that is because obviously there's been a lot of ups and downs here this season, and next season I have the honor of putting out there that I'm going to kind of help out and jump in myself into the fishbowl, if you will, and help Julian out and be a part of, I guess you call it the admin side of the league. I've actually helped Julian a little bit with the schedule and with some of the rules, and I bring that up because, you know, I actually myself have, even though it was only 1 season, had an IndyCar league myself, and found a lot of things that I thought were enjoyable racing-wise and stuff that I felt maybe we could try over here and help bring back what used to be a 25 to 30 car field every week. Like I said, I go back to season 2, I think it was, where we were watching cars go home. I remember a race. I don't remember the track. I know I hate it. I forget the track off the top of my head right now due to lack of sleep. But I remember there was like 25 or 30 cars were making a race, and I was like 34th out of 38 fastest and had no chance of even qualifying it. And that was because there were some great racers, great teams and stuff there. That's the kind of racing that this league deserves to have, and I want to try to help Robert and Julian and Gary and those guys who put all the hard work in contribute. Not that I can, you know, make everything perfect, but I'm going to do everything I can to help. You watch Van de Sant catching Coogan here for second, and they're actually catching Sudik here. 2 seconds now, the lead. It was 4.5 at one point. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do something a little creative here. I'm actually going to the YouTube page of the channel we're on right now, the VOR channel, on my phone. As they're getting closer, it's down to 1.7, by the way, from Coogan to... I'm actually going to share the stream over to the website, to the league. This is me typing and talking at the same time. There's a pass back there. It's Ty Richter falling back here. So tire wear, I think, is really starting to play a role here. Richter with a little crossover move here on Geisler as Gary Godsoe and Matt Houston come to pit road. These two almost hit each other. Geisler is to check up, and here these guys are on pit road now. So green flag pit stops, lap 42. So this tells me 4-stop strategy here. All right, so with those pit stops, we'll see how much faster those guys go on tires. But there's your top three. It's under a second now. So Sudik has definitely burnt the tires up. And here comes Shane. Lap times have fallen off about 0.8 of a second now. As Van de Sande gets to the inside of, or to the outside of Coogan. Shane let him go. So obviously Matt and Gary are looking at the 4-stop strategy. And we'll see if the rest of these guys obviously are going to get to lap 50. If they can do so, that'll be the 3-stopper. Lap time differences here. Matt Houston, 26:02. A 27:01 for Sudik that time by. So obviously a second difference with the newer Feel Goods on the Gary Godso Matt Houston mobile. And I'm hearing somebody slow up to come to pit road. It's Sudik. Sudik. It's taking me all season to get his name right. Along with Thomas Geisler, the German driver, on pit road here. Lap 48, so just shy of 50. That could make an interesting strategy here. Four tires and fuel here real quickly. Should be about a 8-second stop or so. You can see the times at the bottom of the screen. Actually 9.7 for Geisler, 10.1 for Sudik. So the question is, how much time with the fresh tires did Houston gain here? Let's see. Here's Sudik coming off turn 2 up to speed, and here comes Matt Houston. So that just shows you with just, what, a 7-lap difference on tires, how much time he made up. And oh, by the way, that's a really cool looking Racers paint. I'm assuming Dakota DeMay made that paint. Sunset Arts and Games. As Ty Richter comes to pit road. And it looks like Shane Coogan's coming to pit road too. As I see him on the track map there, looks like he's on the apron. So Ty, unfortunately, his tires burned off a little bit there. Maybe even felt a little understeer with the car kind of scraping up the wall a little bit ago. Ty Richter, 9.9 for him as Coogan and Jim Herrick on pit road. Herrick has to lock her down. Excuse me. 10.4 second stop for Shane as he pulls away. Jim Herrick finally leaving a 10.1 for him. So that hands the lead to Alex Van de Sande, and here he comes off turn 4 as he locks her down to pit road. And that'll hand the lead. Cameron Boston will lead himself a lap. As Van de Sande is in and Julian Altena comes to pit road also. This is lap 53. So these guys pitting here should be good to go the distance on fuel. And you have to wonder if some of the guys that pitted right before lap 50, if they're good to go with a little fuel save. So we'll See where this all plays out after the first round of pit stops here. Alex getting out pretty hot. And it looks like should come out around the third position as now Cameron Boston, the Texas driver, comes to pit road. This will put everybody back on the same cycle. Except for, well, Julian's actually on cycle with him, but unfortunately 3 laps down. All right, so Sudik now 2.1 second lead over Matt Houston. 55 laps complete here in Homestead, Miami Speedway, virtually on iRacing. Appreciate everybody watching. I'm going to be quiet here for just a second. I'm actually going to send a message out on Discord again. All right, I just sent a question out on Discord there for people. I'm trying to, I want to be able to chat with people tonight. Like I said, I want to kind of loosen it up and just enjoy the broadcast here. The final race of the season is, how about this back here? Jim Herrick and Cameron battling. Herrick got himself a win over in the Lionheart Retro Series a few weeks ago at Pocono. I'm super proud of him after that. That was cool. See a little overcast coming over the skies here, and a little overcast coming up to Sudik, and that is not clouds. That is Alex Van der Stant as he catches the leader here and wants to take that top spot. Nick trying to break the draft and keep the turbulent air on that one car. As lap 62, Alex going to the front. I know one thing about Nick. He has turned into a fantastic open-wheel driver really quickly. I know, I believe he's relatively new to iRacing and stuff in the last year. And I see him tweeting all the time about having fun and running into special events and stuff like that, and it's really cool to see that 87 car looking pretty solid. There's Thomas Geisler in the Sunset Arctic Game race first, number 16. As we complete lap 65 next time by. Field is obviously pretty spread out here. We've had one round of green flag pit stops. Had a definite wild start earlier to this race where 3 cars about wrecked off turn 2. One of them did end up wrecking and getting damage fixed, but the other 2 saved it. And one of them was Alex Van de Sande, who is now in the lead of this race. Fastest lap of the race so far, a 25.80 from Julian Altina, all of 3 laps down, but he has the purple lap, as they call it in racing. Right with Shane Coogan. He tries to get clean air on that nose, down the back straightaway here. We hit the 100-mile mark of this 300-mile race, 67 laps in. As Julian comes back to pit road in that 31 car. And a battle for third is starting to shape up here, as Thomas Geisler is coming up to the back of his teammate here in the 66 car. I think Geisler's going to finish the pass off, so nice job by Thomas. And that 16 car who slowly worked his way up through the field again in a very Thomas Geisler way. And you have to wonder if the guys who pitted at lap 40, if those tires are maybe burning off just a little bit. But I say that, but then I see Gary Godso is actually running some pretty good laps back there himself in that 3 car. Watch Shane Coogan come up to the back of the 66 car. So from just seeing what I'm seeing here, it looks like after about 25 laps or so, some of these tires starting to fall off these cars. And that's where you start to see those who maybe have a good handle on things setup-wise and those who don't. They start rocketing towards the front, and those who kind of struggle going backwards. Great fight as these guys work their way into turn 3. course, this track was built in 1995 on a site of a steel mill that unfortunately was lost in Hurricane Andrew, a historical storm in this area. They hit on, matter of fact, I remember the date by heart, August 24th, 1992. As I grew up about 2 hours north of this area, or 2.5 hours. Storm hit, leveled the whole entire area, and Homestead Miami Speedway was built a couple years later. It was a rectangle, a small Indianapolis, if you will, and they decided to make it a symmetrical oval, and then they decided to add banking. And here we are today. We'll go jump into the VOR channel. Julian wants to chat with us, apparently. Hey, Ty's down there in channel 2. That's, I think Julian got bored running 10th.
Yeah, kinda, but I also wanted to join you, so here I am.
Why the hell would you want to do that?
Well, I kind of spun on that one, not really anticipating the grip properly, so...
Well, you and like 4 others did. You just hit something.
Yeah, exactly. So I looked the race and couldn't catch the car anymore, so yeah, just lost talent. Well, I say lost talent, can't really lose what you don't have, but
oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, Homestead, we've definitely seen some passing out here, some great racing. Looks like the tire fall off about midway into the run is something that I've noticed becoming a big deal, especially like I'm looking at Matt Houston right now and Gary Godso, who pitted about 7 to 10 laps earlier than the field. I'm really starting to see that the fall off happen to those cars specifically.
Yeah, as the run goes on, it really drops off about a second and a half to, well, a second to a second and a half, which I found out as well because I hit the wall. The front's really just wearing off, and I hit the wall again there. So yeah, it also gets, basically when you go into the turn, it kind of pushes up the track, and then when you come off the turn with the banking dropping off as well, it gets really loose. So it's a really an interesting combination of car balance right now when the tires go off, and it really sets in about halfway in the stint as you mentioned. So just something for the drivers to be mindful of.
So I've noticed a lot of the drivers using the bottom lane in this race. I mean, obviously some have gone middle to top. It's actually Matt Houston's on pit road here early. Actually, no, 40 and 40 is 80. Let's do the math right here, Chris. But I'm noticing outside of a defensive line on the top side, most of these cars using a bottom lane. Is that the ideal lane in this car, or is it maybe the high groove the way to go?
In the beginning of the stint, yes, you want to go as low as you can without scrubbing off too much speed, of course, but as the run goes on, which I've personally found is that you really move up towards like the far middle and then towards the top later on in the stint, and especially in dirty air, by the way, you're going to be running up top. But yeah, so as the run starts, you kind of go to the bottom, and then as it goes on, you want to go to the top side.
Yeah, it's definitely played a big role in this race so far. We've watched Alex Van de Sandebout pull a Julian there on lap 1 with Julian. And he's come back to lead this race now. Thomas Geisler's up to third. Ty Richter's on pit road. And did he just smack the barrels off turn 4, it looked like? Yeah, pretty close to it. But there was a big piece of news today as you released Season 7's schedule. And let's talk a little bit about that, because we start off at a track that I think is a favorite to a lot of open-wheel drivers on iRacing, and maybe not so much anymore of in real life, but Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it's a great track, especially on iRacing without the PJ1 and whatever they put on the track in real life there. Yes, exactly. But on iRacing, it's a great track, especially in the nighttime. You really do see great racing there. So that's why it's on the schedule. People liked it when we ran it in Season 4 and Season 5, 2 and 3 seasons ago. So yeah, that's why it's returning for Season 7.
Yeah, back in Season 7, the one that caught me off guard, and you and I discussed it a little bit on the side, was Daytona. I was like, wait a minute, do they really want to go back to the oval again? I mean, yes, it is the site of a caution-free VOR race, believe it or not, but people wanted to go back to Daytona.
Oh yes, they really did want to. Since that race in season 5, I've had like a number of people message me like, "When are we gonna do Daytona again? When are we gonna do Daytona again?" I really enjoyed it. It was such a good race and all of that stuff. So, yeah, the people asked, and I guess we listened because I think everybody really liked it, including myself. And I guess for you, from a broadcasting standpoint, it was also a really good race with all the strategies playing out there. I think it was like a 2-stopper or a 3-stopper when you could really stretch the fuel. So I think if it stays clean again with the same distance, it's going to be a little different with the fuel numbers now. But overall, if we can keep it clean, I think Daytona is going to be another great race.
Yeah, I think it caught me off guard. I was like, all right, we're about to put these cars on a pack at 240 miles an hour at Daytona. I just saw bad things happening, and everybody was respectful and gave each other room, and the draft played a role. Fuel saving came into play. Pit stops were great, and it was like, they're really going to do this. And we even had a surprise winner, I can't remember who won that race off the top of my head. I'm too damn tired to think about it.
Christopher Kresge.
Yeah, yes, Kresge. I forgot it was the Kresge. As Geisler pulls off here, turn 3 and 4, he's going to bring the 16 car to pit road. He has been slowly creeping up here through the field.
Not really sure what happened to guys. Maybe he's saving fuel to go as long as possible. That could be one of the reasons.
Well, if he comes in at lap 90, I wonder, is Geisler aborting the 3-stopper and going to a 4-stopper?
You sure got the tires to do it because you get 5 additional sets.
Right. Well, and I say that because those that pitted at lap 40 obviously are going to go to lap 80, which is what Matt and Gary Godso did, and the rest of these guys came in more around the lap 47, 48 range up to about 53 is when Van de Sande came in. So if you do the math, that's roughly lap 94 to 106. So we're at lap 91 when he came to pit road.
It's really interesting with all the strategies here playing out because, of course, you've got the tire wear also playing a part in that, but also the fuel mileage you can actually make 53 laps at most, as you just mentioned as well. But it really depends on the tires. I know at the start of the race the track was quite hot and it's really cooling down a lot now. In Celsius, has gone down about 20 degrees. 15 degrees, not 20, since the start of the race. So that really will help with the tire wear as well. But even though the temperatures are dropping, the tire wear is still really significant. So it really is a matter of balancing it out. Do you want to go for short run pace, or do you want to go for long run pace and maybe do a stop less than everybody else? It's really up for debate which one is quicker, but with cautions maybe coming in this race as well, it might just be the better strategy to go for 3 stops instead of 4.
Well, you mentioned the track. It's an asphalt track, and it was repaved in 2003. It's the last time it's been touched. So we're looking at, 18, 19 years since this track was repaved. So we're looking at an older asphalt. So obviously it's going to eat up tires. You mentioned the weather getting cooler, which means there's more grip in the track, which is going to eat up tires. So I think as the longer this goes, we get more rubber on the track. I think you're going to see the tire wear could become interesting, and to where maybe the strategy you see Matt Houston, that you see Gary Godso trying, might be the way to go to steal a good finish. Might not steal a win because, we do have Alex Van de Sande out there, but these other guys, though, it could steal a second-place finish.
It all comes down to whichever strategy is the best, and at this point, we simply don't know.
You look at Matt Houston pitted at lap 40, as I said a little bit ago, and he came out like P3 when it was over with. So we'll see how it all shapes up. Right now, I'm looking at lap times, and you got Sudik ran a 26:25, Geisler a 29, and then, Alex ran a 64, so he's doing a good job saving tires. Coogan a 58, but then you got Cameron Boston, 27:07.
Yeah, like I said as well a little bit ago, with the tire wear playing such a big factor as well, with the pace dropping off about a second to a second and a half at the end of the stint, the undercut here is really powerful. And I was actually, when I was still driving in the race, I was on Discord with Ty Richter, and he also said the undercut is so powerful because Can't remember who pitted again. I think it was Matt Houston. When he pitted, like you just said, he was like 6th, 7th, or even 8th,
Right.
and then when he did that pit stop, he closed the gap to everybody else and passed them all on just pure pit cycles, and he just moved up a few positions. So, like I said, the undercut really is powerful, and with the track getting cool, I think it's going to get even more powerful as the race goes on.
Well, here's the problem we're running into right now is we see Houston is actually coming up on the back of the Sudik Mobile, who's right behind Gary Godso. So there's a little bit of turbulent air here that's kind of slowing up these guys from making that progress to do what you call the undercut. And or actually, it's Ty Richter. I'm sorry, it's not Sudik. But obviously, it's causing an issue here. You see Geisler jump to the bottom of his teammate here.
Yeah, that dirt here really is just a giant wall in front of you, and there's really nowhere to go. You really have to try and find any gap that you can to find clean air to really have even any chance to get by, but it's just so difficult, and especially when you've got cars in front of you, like I'm on board with Matt right now. He's got guys for his teammates and then 2 other cars in front. I can't really tell who they are, but there's car.
Oh, one in a wall, Ty Richter. That might bring a caution out. He's keeping it up there. He's still rolling. Right front's bad.
No caution
yet.
yet.
It down? Can he get it down? It's not coming down yet. He had all the time there to get to the bottom. I wonder if did he black screen? Yes, he did. Look how he's cutting across the track. I think his screen went out. Maybe not.
Could be that, or he was just stuck in the wall for a second and
Yeah.
he couldn't really turn the car, so he just had to slow it down to be able to turn. That could be the case as well. But either way, I guess that's the first casualty after me in this race.
I'm sensing a position there in the race for you.
It's just 2 points.
Never give up. What's wrong with you?
There's not much to really gain for me in the points anymore.
As Shane Coogan comes in. Dan Morera, tell him.
Wait, is Cohen Evans racing? No, he's not. Okay, I'm going to do some laps.
Yeah, see? As my favorite guy born south of Texas would say. I said it because I can't ever remember what country he's from. Go do it.
This is exactly like the race that we did at Homestead a few seasons ago, where Oscar's VR'd out and I went out to do some laps again.
Yeah, which, by the
Same
way,
track.
happened on lap 1, just like tonight. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to remind me of that, please.
Well, the difference is it was the opening race. This is the last race.
That's true, yes, but...
All right, we don't need you playing with your duck hunt gun. You need to be with the wheel.
I'm just driving. I'm the in-race
Wait a minute.
commentator.
Do you even know what duck hunt is?
No. That's why I'm ignoring
dear.
it. Yes.
Do you know what a
it's really bad.
Nintendo is?
I do know what a
Okay.
Nintendo DS is, but...
No, not the... Okay, the original Nintendo, created back in 1988, I believe. Okay? You've heard of Mario Brothers, right? His Vanna Sands on pit road, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, Mario Brothers is the original game for Nintendo and stuff. Everybody who has owned a Nintendo system, as a matter of fact, it was called a Nintendo Entertainment System, had one game. It came with the console, I believe. It was Super Mario Brothers, and there was a second game with the first game. So, like, it was like a 2-game in one deal. The second game was a game called Duck Hunt. And you literally got a gun from Nintendo, and you would shoot the screen of your TV, and you would hit ducks that were flying in the sky. And if you missed one, like, a dog would laugh at you and all. Fun game.
I thought that game was full American though when you said it, shoot at the screen, but oh well.
We do that already.
But yeah, that game is far before my time, 2004, you know.
Well, it's never too
It's
soon.
a little bit too long ago for my
So
liking.
you know nothing about Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis or...
Nope.
Cameron Boston battling with Geisler here as, where are you at? You're over turn 4 on your own. Clear high.
Just
Oh, battle here. You know, Geisler's got a pretty good history of winning finales. Oh, by the way.
I think he's also got a pretty good history of spinning and entering the pits on 1.5 mile track, so hopefully he can keep it clear.
At
and
least he
actually
doesn't
get
wreck on
one
lap
on-
1.
Had that one coming. Nah, but in all honesty, Thomas really is a great driver on these 1.5 mile tracks. He really knows how to, I guess, play with the air. He's one of the drivers in the league that really does know how to do that. So.
Well, last time we had a finale in this series, I believe last season was Chicagoland Speedway. He went out there and blew the field away, it seemed like. I think he got, 2 penalties on pit road and still came back and won the race. And, here we are on a track that's kind of similar to Chicago when it looks at older tracks with worn-out banking. And here he is in second now. He's 1.9 seconds behind Alex Van de Sant. And needless to say, on each pit stop, he's been gaining on him. But right now he's trapped behind Cameron and losing a little bit of speed.
Yeah, from what I can tell, Alex is actually pulling away from Cameron as well, so Thomas is losing a lot of time right now to Alex in the lead.
Yeah, and the pass here for the 4th position as Sudik is all of a sudden started to fall back. Matt Houston coming back up through the field.
Watch Shane as well right behind, just 3/10.
Yep, Shane's right there. And both of them going up against the boards. So what's the setting here for the race tonight? You got you on the traditional iRacing default date of May 15th?
Yes, it is May 15th, and then because I'm a bad league admin, I forgot to actually set it to late afternoon in the sim, so it's just afternoon right now. But coming up towards the evening, it's about 5:38 p.m. in the sim. So
5:38 p.m. in the month of May in the state of Florida. So we're not going to get to the nighttime, but we are going to get shadows. It's nighttime around May, which ironically, actually, May 15th is a week away from here. And it's 8:30 Eastern time here where I'm at in Georgia, which is the same time zone as Florida, and it's getting dark. So I would say probably going to see shadows on this track before the end. But the lights, electric bill will not be needed.
When you said it's getting dark here right now, I was literally looking outside like, wait, is it really that late? And then I remembered I'm racing in the night. It's
yeah, you're over there in Belarus or wherever you are. But
no, I'm not over there in the Netherlands, man. Come on, it's not even close.
But yeah, hey, that fight's getting good here with Sudik and Coogan, and Gary Gotzo's being a part of it too.
Let's go, Gary.
I feel bad I wrecked Gary last week in Nashville.
Oh, I gotta say right here, he really wasn't that happy about it.
I'm sure he wasn't.
I want to repeat what he said, but it wasn't.
I apologize.
Nice.
Did he call me what's that slow guy that he always referenced? At least I apologized a couple times.
Well, I can't remember exactly what he said anymore. So, but I do know he wasn't all too happy about it.
So I was like, why did he get out of the booth? Go back up there. Don't worry, Gary, I'm here. I retired, sort of.
Pretty much. At least we had 9 cars racing though instead of 8, so that's good. Yeah, hopefully next season with the changes that we're making to the league, the attendance will improve as well. Of course, I know with all COVID and stuff being gone now, pretty much everybody's going to their normal lives again, but hopefully on the iRacing side of things, we can actually, with the change of race times as well, allow some more people to race in it, because I do know some of the Europeans in other leagues, like for example PMRL, really have been looking at racing a VOR, but just couldn't because it was so late in the evening for them. It was on Saturdays and the weekend, of course, but for them being in Europe, like myself, it was at 1 in the morning, which for me personally isn't really a big problem, but for the majority of people that actually have lives, it's not always a good thing to be racing in the middle of the night. So that also kind of played a part in that change, and of course also the Americans really wanting to go outdoors again in the evening. So I thought it was just a better thing to move the races too early in the day and really split them up in the dates as well, because normally we've been running every week or every other week, and now there are a few pretty big gaps in the schedule, mainly because of the real IndyCar races, which we've been trying to avoid as well, but also trying to avoid some other special events from iRacing, for example. So hopefully that all kind of adds up together to improve the participation. So if you want to join the league on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern US time, the races will be next season, then the link is in the description to the Discord where you can head over and sign up.
Yep, there you go. And it's that simple. We showed you the schedule a little bit ago. As a matter of fact, let me throw it up here on the screen again. And And the one thing I kind of made mention, I put a post out on Discord a little bit ago just to, kind of get a feel for things. Because obviously, when you're in a league, you get people to step away. And obviously, what you said were legit reasons, as you see the schedule up there. A couple of changes with the, obviously, dynamic sky and stuff like that. They mentioned the 3 o'clock green flag time and the 80% fuel, which I think is going to make things interesting. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Basically, it comes out to 14.8 gallons. The thing about it is obviously you've had great people working with you in the past. And, one of the things I wanted to do, because I've seen the hard work you've put in and Robert's put in and Gary's put in, and I'm like, look, the least I can do is the guy that just sits here and broadcast a race is, let me help the man out and step in myself as somebody that's done my share of, as Houston's coming to pit road, of running a league or adminning and stuff like that. It's like, what can I help with you? And that's where I've given you some of the ideas of maybe what we do next season and things. As Matt locks it down, he might be speeding. Gary Gotzo on pit road too. But, the one thing, unfortunately is, yes, people do go and stuff like that. And, my first thought is, okay, what if a driver steps away because of something that happened within the league, or if something happened within a team, and that kind of thing. It's like, okay, what can we do to help and fix that deal and have that person be a part of what should be a family when you look at the racing here. I mean, you got obviously your core group of guys that have been around all 6 seasons. And obviously you've had some comers, you've had some goers, but, I can't say arguably, I had my, racing attitude and stuff back a couple of seasons ago when you guys had like 40 cars, which was amazing in itself. But why can't we get back to that? You know what I mean? What's got to be done to get back to that? And that's what's in my head. There's no reason why.
Exactly, but it also kind of comes back to the point of, as I just mentioned, COVID kind of,
right.
I guess, improving, you could say, because it really is right now.
Mm-hmm.
That also plays a big part, but also overall, like as a league, I gotta admit myself, like I haven't really been there totally, and that's why it's great to have you step in and help with certain things. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I can't always commit 100% of my time anymore to the league, even though I would like to in most cases, but I just physically can't anymore. So that's, as I said, it's great to have you as well. And yes, I would love to go back to those big fields as well. I remember back in season 3 when we had the 30-plus cars, even approaching 40 cars, when we had to even put in a special qualifying format, which at that time we kind of gave it a funny name, the Special 6. But
yeah, it works.
Exactly, it did work, because we had people actually practice so much in order to be able to qualify for the races, which was actually really good to see. Of course, later on that kind of died out because people couldn't commit to the series anymore, or just realized it was really tough competition and they just didn't have the time to put in the practice anymore, so that's why they dropped out. But early on in that season, we really did see a lot of participation, and the league really stayed in a really good spot until, I guess, the end of season 5, when the beginning of this season, where it kind of got a little bit less active, you could say. Not necessarily because of the league at that stage being in a bad spot, but because of everybody's lives opening back up again.
Julian,
and then
the leader's behind you.
I know.
I'm making sure you knew. I'm making sure you knew.
Yeah, perfect. But that's also the 2 reasons mainly why those changes are coming, as I just mentioned. And I'll just let Alex by here.
Carlo, clear.
Should I give him a bum drive down the straight here?
You can do whatever you want in your last race. That's probably what Alex would say to you right now.
I know it's Alex's last race, unfortunately.
Well, yes. Yeah. We'll talk about that another time too. But yeah, Alex leads now, and within those pit stops, he's gained 9 seconds on Thomas Geisler. So he's just driven away as Sudik comes to pit road now. But yeah, there's so many factors. I mean, now COVID is it's never going to go away, but it's gotten, I guess, controllable, for lack of a better way of putting it. Or people have just kind of brushed it off and said, all right, let's go back to normal lives now. But needless to say, yes, it's allowed people to go out and live outdoors and stuff like that. I mean, like tonight here where I live, it's just beautiful outside. But
it's summer too, almost.
well, yes, it is summer unless you live south of the equator. But Thomas Geisel at pit road. As we passed halfway, by the way, 132 laps in, we're about to hit the 200-mile mark. And did you know, Mr. Julian Altina, that Homestead has had a caution-free IndyCar race?
Let me guess. 2002.
I'm actually looking it up right now. Stand by.
Just a wild guess. I know some stuff about IndyCar spas, but not.
Of course, Gary Gotso would be on top of me, like.
Of course, I was just gonna say it. I don't know as much as Gary does, obviously, because he knows stuff way back in the day, which I, of course, don't. But recent history, I guess I know a little bit.
I think it was 2000. It might have been 2009. It looks like here. I'm pulling it up. Hang on, because it's funny. I bring it up, and it brings up that really good IndyCar, really popular IndyCar league that races on Wednesday nights. It brought up a bunch of their stuff online here, and yeah, Lionheart. Okay, I was making sure. I said him earlier, I guess. Let's see if I can click on this without playing on the air. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is it because it was like all of an hour and 19-minute race for 200 laps around the track. And I think, if I remember correctly, in that race, Scott Dixon wins it. And if I remember, he lapped the whole entire field, too.
You have it in front of you. I don't know those stats.
I'm looking that up. I'm just going off what I remember.
I mean,
if Gary wasn't too angry at me, he'd probably get it right for me.
Early reunification and Scott Dixon being in his, I guess you could say, prime.
Oh, he's still in his prime. What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess this is not really going his way, though.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was wrong. I'm wrong. It was 2009. It was the IndyCar race. Dario Franchitti won the race, actually. It's an hour and 28 minutes long. 201 mile an hour average speed. And
it's both Targa Chip Ganassi cars, right? So
it was the fastest 300 mile oval race in IndyCar racing because of no cautions. Yeah.
Well, this might be the second VOR race that we go caution-free in.
Right, both of them in Florida.
Exactly. I think one of them is more impressive than the other, though.
I'm gonna go. Oh, Dan Barrera playing. Dan Barrera playing as Johnny Carson. You have no clue who he is either. Dan Barrera. I'm going out on a limb here, but I think Alex may win this one.
I don't know.
Anything can happen. We still got 61 laps left there, Danny. Simmer down.
I'm placing my bets on Jim Herrick, to be fair.
Yes, Jim Herrick won himself a Lionheart Retro race a few weeks ago, Pocono.
I was actually talking with Gary about that. It was good to see him.
You know what's ironic is I've been actually kind of a engineer for Luke Daniels, one of the teammates of Jim's and Gary's in that league. So like I've been there with him every race, trying to help him out. And I totally pulled a goof on the schedule and didn't realize that they did not have a week off between those two races. So I get a message from Luke at like midnight. He's like, "Hey, you knew there was a race today, right?" I'm like, "What?"
Happens to me all the time. Don't worry.
Right. And I was like, "Wait, what?" I thought it was next. And yeah, I totally got it wrong. But up until with this, they completed 5 races last week, and the 5th retro race, and it took to that 5th race to actually get a pit stop in with Luke. Gary wins on fuel strategy. That's a probability. Meaning we actually made it to the first pit stop of the race. We had not made it past like lap 10 in any race.
Oh, no.
And and actually all of the wrecks were because of somebody else.
That's what they all... I'm just kidding.
No, I'm being straight up.
I was just joking. I know
I know.
Nick's a good driver.
Hey,
Yeah.
Julian, by the way, you're 39 laps now.
Thank you. Yes, thanks for reminding me.
And you passed Ty. And you're
3 laps to go.
You're 36 laps now short of Gary.
Yeah, Gary's just so much quicker than I am. I don't know what engine he's using. He's
Has he got the Cosworth in it?
yeah, probably. Maybe he's got the Penske Ilmor engine from 1994.
Look out now. Oh wait, that you know, but you don't know what a Nintendo is.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's loose.
Oh, I just wrecked Julian. Look at that.
I almost used a bad word on air again, like I did in the F1
It
podcast
happens.
a few years ago. Yeah. I kept it in me though, so that's good.
Easy. Alex Van de Sant leads by 11.4 seconds over Shane Coogan here. So for those running the 3-stop strategy, I'm guessing the next 4 to 5 laps they'll be on pit road. And then you'll see Matt Houston, Gary Gatza, who's doing the 4-stopper. They'll probably be in the next, I would say, 15 laps, about the 160 mark.
I mean, as long as you can make it to the end, I think it's best to do the undercut because it is so powerful, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. And like we saw with Matt as well when he did it on people like Ty Richter and Jim Herrick and those people in that group. It really does pay off. So if you can make it on fuel towards the end, I think it's really worth taking that undercut risk.
Dan's got my back here. Dan, how dare you not know what a Nintendo is? I'm an Atari guy myself. Atari's even older than Nintendo is.
I'm sorry.
I had to introduce this man to Duck Hunt.
I'll go cry in the corner.
You don't have
after
to
the
cry in a
race.
corner. You just got to go buy a Nintendo now and go buy Duck Hunt.
All right. I'll buy it on Facebook Marketplace.
And while you're there, you can go get Bill Elliott's NASCAR racing.
Can you still buy that?
Why not?
I don't know. Do they even sell any copies of it now?
I'm sure you can go to a local game store somewhere. Dollar
In the
General
Netherlands,
doesn't have
you
one.
sure?
Dollar General doesn't have one. Sorry.
You remember I'm from the Netherlands, right? We're not crazy about NASCAR like you guys in the US are, even though we like it sometimes, but... I mean, I would love to buy a NASCAR game.
Dan says, well, the F word. That dog on Duck Hunt. See? The dog. It laughs at you. And it's like an embarrassing laugh.
You know that feeling when you feel like there's a meme or something going on and you just don't know it?
Oh, there's probably plenty of memes. There's plenty of memes on this.
I feel like that. I literally feel like that right now because I don't get the joke.
Basically, every time there was like a setting where like the trees would be at the bottom of the screen. And every time like you would get like 5 shots for the duck to fly away and finally you'd go away and the dog would pop up out of the bottom of the trees just laughing at you that you couldn't hit the bird.
Yeah, that happens to me quite often.
What, you're trying to shoot birds? What's wrong with you? Hey, Julian's on pit road. That's close to speeding.
Funny story. I actually a few years ago I went to some place where they just did activities and we actually like tried to shoot birds with I don't know what type of guns there really were. It was like some air kind of gun. I don't really know what it's
Airsoft?
called. Yeah, some of those stuff things. But it was fun though. Didn't hit any bird, but it was still fun.
Have you ever done paintball?
I don't think so, actually. I'm a really kind of a boring person, I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, that makes 2 years. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm sitting here calling a race on a video game. Let's be real.
That's exciting stuff, though. Every time I tell somebody about sim racing, they're like, wait, you race cars? And I was like,
Yeah. Sorta.
virtually.
Sorta, maybe.
I mean, people honestly think I race cars for real, and then I'm like, no. Then I get sad because I really want to, but I just don't have the money to do it.
You can run out there to Zandvoort and run some laps.
Zandvoort, yes. Zandvoort. Bad joke, sorry. I'll keep those.
Dammer,
to
hey
myself.
guys, can you explain why the undercut works? I mean, if 2 drivers have to stop, why would the one that stops first come out ahead of the one that stops second? Seriously. Well, to answer your question, Shane Coogan comes to pit road, locking them all up. Basically, when you have a track like this where tires and aero are such a big deal, you can come to pit road early, like Matt Houston and Gary Godson, those guys have been doing. And they get out there in potentially clean air and can run fast laps. And when you get cars out here on older tires, as Cameron Boston comes to pit road now too, obviously you run faster times. So by doing that, the other car comes to pit road and usually spends about the same amount of time as somebody else is smoking them on the pit road.
That's me.
Julian's back on pit road again. And when you have the same delta, as they call it, coming off pit road, you have all those laps from before where you're running faster laps in the car you're trying to pass, and you do what they call the undercut, and you get ahead of them. I think I explained it in a pretty good way.
That was perfect.
That's what I thought. I mean, I thought it was okay. So what are you doing back on pit road?
Just doing donuts, celebrating my my first win of next year.
Oh my gosh. This is the league admin, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways,
I don't know what you're talking about. Perfectly safe to do that. There's no cars in the pit.
Yes, Dan, yes. Very good, yes.
I really do have to say though, I'm actually quite impressed that we've gone caution-free this long. I mean, Homestead really isn't the easiest track to race at in clean air. When the tires go off, the car really pushes up, entering the turns and then coming off the turns with the bank and dropping off, it gets really loose. Also, one thing worth mentioning, by the way, Alex is the only car on the lead lap at the moment.
Yeah, he's pulling a Dari on everybody right now.
Yeah, I think he's yet to pit still though, so but regardless of that, it's really impressive.
Yeah, Alex is pitted at 105. He's coming, I was going to say, right about now.
Well, let's see where he rejoins then. I think he's still going to be in the lead, though.
He'll be the leader, but let's see. Thomas Geisler's second right now. Geisler's going by him right now. So, it's going to be about a 15-second separation, I'd say. Let's see. Thomas is going down the back straightaway right now.
Alex driving through my my donuts.
Yes, I'm sure he's very appreciative. Maybe he wants you to put chili in those donuts. Anyways, here comes Thomas Life turn 4. Across the start-finish line. Actually, it's going to be a lot closer than I thought. This is where the undercut might come into play, actually. So, you go back to the pit stops. Thomas Geisler was like 12 seconds back, I think. And those fresher tires of 28 laps, and look now, it's 1.4 seconds. But the problem is now is Alex Van de Sant's got fresher tires, so he is going to probably stretch this lead out really quickly.
Yeah, like you said, the new tires as well, but also the clean air for Alex right now. He's in front of Thomas, so as we also talked about, when you get dirty, there's not much you can really do. And no. I think Thomas, wait, you said he pitted 28 laps ago, right?
Yeah, it says 130 on my telemetry here. He pitted at 130. Matt Houston. Yeah, so definitely Geisler, I think, aborted the 3-stopper and went to 4s. Van de Sant runs a 57, fastest lap of the race. But yeah, as Sudik's on pit road now, it's like a lot of these guys, I think, are aborting a 3-stop strategy to try to maybe out-tire Alex, because, I mean, what else are you going to do here? Here comes Matt Houston to pit road, right on schedule. So Godso will probably be in here this time, and you'll probably see Geisler come here shortly.
Well, if I was Thomas right now, assuming he's filled up the tank completely, I would just drive as long as possible, hope for a caution, and then go for fresh tires again. To maybe try gain track position that way, because if the caution comes out, everybody's going to be bunched up, of course, and you know, depending on how many tires that everybody has left. Of course, there's 5 additional sets with another one what you start the race with. But if anybody's got tires left, they will probably take it then. But of course, that's all up in the air if there is even going to be a caution, which at the moment it looks very unlikely.
I don't know. It depends on when you get back on track.
I'm done for today. I've got everything that I needed right now. I gained those 2 spots which I needed to pass Cohen in the standings, so I'll take those.
So
well, at least I think I'm passing him.
So let's go back to lap 1, shall we, viewers of the race, and watch what takes place here off turn 2. And if I could, I would play Benny Hill's music right now.
You really don't have to do that.
That's the grid. That's failfish on the producer end. Here we go. Let's take the green flag. And what Julian doesn't tell you here is Alex actually was playing a game of Simon Says. Simon Says turn left. 3 of them do it, and 1 dies.
I mean, all I heard was turn right to go left, so.
Jim Herrick and Alex save it. Julian doesn't. And here comes Geisler to pit road, 166, so. The Benny Hill forehead slap. Well said. Well done.
I'm just looking at the replay myself now. Oh my god.
I mean, you 3 literally follow each other.
I know, that's why I was laughing. It just looks so funny, and then I'm the only one that just spins out.
Then Dan even, what was that? Exactly.
Yeah, Dan, we should put you in the car from next season onwards. You should just replace me so I can do the broadcasting.
Hey,
with
Dan
Chris.
knows how to win oval races. I mean, he won a Kansas race in my the IndyCar league I ran for 1 season.
What even happened to your Xfinity league? Why is it not racing anymore?
Yeah. Reasons. We'll just leave it at that. A lot of it comes down.
I know again.
A lot of it comes down to time, but you know, we still do things on Saturday nights. Matter of fact, I have something coming up in like an hour, but I might skip tonight only because I gotta go back to work still. I got a lot of work to do, and I go back on vacation for like 5 days. Yeah, did they all get loose? Yeah, they all got loose there. They saw a banana peel. Donkey Kong laid one down. Anyways, you probably don't even know who Donkey Kong is, do you?
Oh, I do know that.
Okay.
Yes. But yeah, when we were starting the race, I was going through turn 1 myself, and I already felt it being loose going into turn 1. And then I told Ty, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is loose." And then right as Ty said that he was loose, as well, I just lost.
Well, you guys were all in the bottom groove too. Did you have weight? Did you have jacker in it?
No, I was just on the default settings because I thought that would be fine for the start and then work up on the way jacket. But
We
it
had
was
cold tires. You obviously had to turn the wheel more because you were on the bottom side of another car. So I mean, there are a lot of little factors that come into play here. But hey, believe it or not, 30 laps from the end, 170 laps green flag straight. We have got a 3-car battle for 4th. We've got, let's see, Matt Houston, Cameron Boston, and Nick Sudik all on top of another here.
Cameron getting close to the apron there. That's an interesting line. Is he on fresh tires?
He's been. I told him doing that earlier. It could be fresh tires, but you know what? I wonder if he's trying the whole move of, you know what? Maybe there's grip down there from nobody running down there.
Well, actually, this actually reminds me of a few seasons ago, and I don't know if this is going to ring a bell for you, but Kristen Nelson.
Ah, yes.
She also ran that bottom line there, and I do know that Cameron is actually on the same team that Krista was on back then. So maybe
that's what we need back. Krista was awesome.
Yeah, they as a team might know something about that low line, which nobody else knows. But Cameron is making it work for now. Well, as I say that for now, he just drove back behind the car, but he was making it work for a long time there as well. So,
well, in fairness, he has the older tires out of the group here.
Yeah, I might need to pay them some money to teach me those tricks, because I could really use them. Maybe not spin on the bottom line as well.
How about just not spin, period?
Yeah, spin out, you know, that's my nickname that I gave myself, so. Oh well.
The self-spin not available.
Yes. I remember in a league that we shall not name a few years ago, I was also, before Isaac Moritz came in, I was also leading a few races, and then I also spun out.
Does it start with T and end with I?
I'm not gonna say.
Just checking.
No, but yes, it was. Those were good times. I remember Robert Sadler making some good meme videos out of it. Those are good memories.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're going to be pulling duck hunt memes out tonight, boys.
Yeah, and then stuff happened, so yeah.
So Sudik has moved up to 5th, Houston to 4th, the Cameron's fallen back to 6th. 3rd through 6th is, well, 3rd is like way up here. He's on the back straightaway. But you got Matt's right here. And then here comes Nick. And then Cameron's right behind him. And the leader's right behind them.
Might be worth checking out who has the freshest tires of the bunch, and maybe...
I can tell you exactly who it is right here on my telemetry. Thomas Geisler has the freshest tires out of the bunch right now. The problem being, though, he is all of a lap and a half down? Am I saying? No, that can't be. Yeah, a lap and a half down because he pitted. And when you're running all of a half second faster, you're going to need more than 25 laps to make up a lap and a half.
Yeah, probably.
You might need like 100 laps. Shane Coogan's 20 seconds back as Alex Van de Sant looks to pull a Dario on the field. Now let me look this up real quickly. So that race...
You're talking about Homestead
The 2009 race was. I'm just doing. I'm doing some. Trying to get the time. Okay, 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 28 seconds. With 21 laps to go, we're at an hour. Around an hour 20 right now. At 26-second laps, we'll call it. We need just over 4 laps in a minute. So this race is roughly going to be done in 5 minutes. There's an actual legit chance that this race ends up faster than that Homestead race.
I'm not really sure about it because on my iRacing right now, and I'm in the session as a driver, so I actually can see the session time.
Eyes on the road.
I'm not driving anymore, but it's...
Oh, yeah. Still, eyes on the road.
Time, 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 37 seconds right now.
Now, does your timer start when the green comes out, though, or when you roll off pit road?
When the green comes out.
Pass him on 18.
I think we're going to be about a minute or two shy of that.
Whoa! Easy, Dan.
What did he say?
Remember, Julian's still under 18.
I'm not under 18. I turned 18 last month.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, not last month. Well, a month and about 2 weeks ago now. I actually went into the city a few days ago with one of my friends. We drank a beer. So...
What city would this be?
Well, in the EU, you can drink when you turn 18.
Right.
So.
What cities are in the Netherlands?
I went to my city where I live.
I've never heard of my city. Oh, well done, Dan. Well done. I'm just trying to think of cities. Like, for instance, Florida's got Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville. Georgia's got Atlanta, Macon.
You just want me to name Dutch cities right now?
I'm just trying to think of what Dutch... I don't know any Dutch cities off the top of my head.
Okay, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Enschede, Hengelo, Almelo.
Did you say envelope?
No, Almelo.
Oh.
It's a city about half an hour away from me here.
Dan's out of control. Where's Telder at? I need to go get Telder.
Yeah, Dan, I'm not really a social person, unfortunately.
Well, Dan's referencing back in the 80s, back when AC/DC was hot. Do you know who they are?
Of course I do know who they are.
Just checking.
I mean, I don't know the names from all the band members and stuff, but
Alex Van is in, 15 laps to go now. 20-second lead still on Coogan. Oh, Alex hit the wall a little bit there. Little clippage.
Yeah, he just wants to make it interesting for everybody else.
That's what he likes to do.
I think he realized it's 185 laps, green flag running. Not much really happening. Of course, we had a few battles going on, but
There's a lot of things happening here.
Yeah, overall not too much though. I think because of the field size, but I think he just thought, let's make it interesting, and I just saw it on the replay. That was a nice brush off the wall. I think I did those at Nashville last week, which wasn't broadcasted, but I can tell you I hit the wall plenty of times. And
anytime you were around me, you were on the air.
Oh, really?
Oh, I was streaming.
Yeah, you were streaming on your own channel, but not on the channel broadcast. Yeah. Did you say hi to me when I drove by you?
No, I was more trying to hold on to my car. That thing was angry. I felt like Dan Marrero driving his Mazda Miata back in the 80s. Or his Pontiac Fiero.
I mean, to be fair, driving a road car would be a little bit more fun than driving an IndyCar at Nashville iRacing.
I had fun. It was just I smacked the wall early in a race and tore Gary's car up, and my car never got healed. Let's see, it's 7.9 seconds. There's Gary right there. Jim is over here in turn 4. Jim, that's an awesome paint, by the way.
Doesn't Jim have his own painting stuff that he does for iRacing?
I don't know if he does it much anymore, because I know he's focused on his 4D racewear now.
Did he get something new again?
He does, and this one's very interesting. Might want to talk to him about it. The Datsun 120. That's a hell of a car. Well, these two started on the front row together, and now they're racing each other to stay on the lead lap, or stay actually one lap down. As Van de Sand has caught Sudik. Which, oh, by the way, Alex did win the championship with his 3rd straight.
I think so. Yeah, he actually had a 56-point lead entering this race.
Yeah, it's going to go up a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, just a little bit. I do know he won 3 Indy races in a row, maybe even 4.
Oh, he's done 4 in a row.
Four Indy races in a row in VOR, yes. So, Alex, the man to beat, I guess, in the lead at the moment, which sadly will be leaving us next season because of the how do I say this? The time change. So sad to see him go, but of course he's doing well in plenty of other leagues. So we're gonna cheer him on over there. But for now, this will be his last start in VOR, and looking like he's going to win it.
Yeah, Alex is a good young man there. Seven laps to go.
I'm still hoping one day he's going to give me the Power Slide Mid-Ohio setup.
What's the promise?
No, there's no promise. It was a little bit of a joke, and he took it serious, so it was kind of annoying him.
Oh, jeez. Way to go on that one.
Exactly. I think Mid-Ohio was that one race where the power slide setup was just so good that everybody was like chasing after it. So.
I'm sensing sarcasm in that one. That's like
it really was. It was actually a really good setup.
That is that the same setup that you ran at that one road race where I tried to qualify and I could not complete a lap for 2 hours?
No, I didn't get the setup. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I do know that the setup was really good there, so I wanted it.
What was that track again?
Wait.
What was that road
what are you
race?
talking about?
No, the road track, like season 2. No, it was an international course. I couldn't complete a damn lap if I tried.
Bolton Park.
Yes.
Oh, that was the GO track. That was lovely.
That was terrible.
I remember me and Oscar doing synchronized spins there in the race. Those are good times.
Gotta get Oscar back in here.
Yeah, he's busy. Hopefully he can join us next season, but I know he's got a lot on his mind right now with school stuff, so
Nice.
hopefully that all goes well for him and he can rejoin the league soon.
3 laps to go. Coogan looks like, unless Alex can make up, about a quarter straightaway, will stay on the lead lap here. So Alex will not pull a Dario on the field.
Hopefully he doesn't do a Lightning McQueen at the Motor Speedway of the South where their rear tires just blow up.
That would not be good either. Ka-chow. I wonder how tired these guys are. 200 laps, 300 miles in an open wheel car like this?
I was feeling my wrist after 50 laps, so...
No comment. As Alex comes off turn 4, white flag, final lap of the season. Where he
really
will... What?
Did you really just say that? Oh, man.
You're the one that went bad on the line. I just said that.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's going to be his 3rd championship in a row in this series. In his final start. And he's the all-time winningest driver in Velocity Online Racing history. Caution-free as Van de Sande wins at Homestead. And officially is the champion of Season 6. And Shane Coogan, once again, going to show his oval prowess as he will come out turn 4 and finish 2nd.
Fair play to Alex, by the way, lapping the entire field except for one driver, which is Shane. Yeah.
When that's after he gave them a head start because he followed you to the infield.
You're not gonna stop about this, are you? I'm having in pain right now.
Yes, Julian, top 10 finish. Congratulations.
Thank you, yes. But Alex doing his well-deserved donuts. Hopefully he leaves some for the rest of us.
We all like donuts.
Exactly. With some, what is it? Chili seasoning mix?
You can enjoy that donut.
I keep forgetting what the company is called. Is it Happy Trails Chili
It is
Company?
Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix, and his uncle's company. His donuts are a lot better than yours.
All right. I'll try to keep practicing them.
Well, considering he's up to about 12 or 13 now. And they're pretty, what's the word I'm looking for here? Organized and design, boom goes the dynamite. They're pretty, that's pretty good. Look how good that is from this view here. That is some good donuts right there. I forget the word I'm looking for, but he nails every one symmetrically. Pretty interesting.
It kind of reminds me of one of those plastic things that you used as a kid to draw shapes on a piece of paper. You know what I'm talking about? Where you can I think so. I don't know the name anymore, but it really looks like that, where you just draw it in the plastic thing. It looks that good, to be fair.
Fairness, I still use that. Anyways, Alex Van de Sande wins. Shane Coogan 2nd. Thomas Geisler 3rd. Matt Houston 4th. Nick Sudik finishes 5th. Cam Boston is 6th. Jim Herrick 7th, as I just think I saw a Damarera sighting in the lake off the back straightaway. Jim Herrick 8th. Gary Godso, or Herrick 7th. Gary Godso 8th. Julian, you finished 9th somehow. And Ty Richter 10th. And James Watson, yeah. Anyways.
What if I told you I did a 9th place? Just on pure driver skill.
Yeah, the driver skill. Twice, 2 races in a row. He's wrecked on lap 1 in Homestead, guys. Anyways.
Exactly, yeah. My favorite track, my best track as well. Just perfect. Yeah. Chef's kiss.
I see that. Yeah. Well, I'm going to sit here for a minute. We'll see if any of the drivers come into chat or if they're just going to go on their own business.
Well, I think it's a good idea for me to go to bed and get some sleep and leave you to it with the interviews. That's your job. I'm not really good at those, so.
It's okay. Yes, go to bed. Yes.
Best of luck with those. Thanks, Chris, for broadcasting this season, and well, to Dan for tuning into the broadcast here tonight, and everybody else that watched. And of course, thanks all the drivers. Of course, make sure to sign up for season 7 if you're interested in racing.
Do it. We'll work on it. And Julian, I appreciate letting me be a part of this. And we're gonna go. We're gonna make season 7 good. So go get some sleep.
Thank you, man. See ya.
Yes, sir. All right, Julian Altena is gone. And I don't know if anybody's going to come over here and talk to me. I maybe not. I could start singing. I'll give it about 30 seconds or so. But so, in all seriousness, though, to be a part of helping Julian with this league now and gonna do everything I can do. And obviously, Dan, people like you, and others that have been a part of this league, got to get you back. And we're going to make the numbers, we're going to get them back going and get this thing rolling. And I'm committed to helping out. Saturdays is actually one of my days off. Today I didn't have off because of some stuff and, of course, Mother's Day and things going on. But you'll be able to come out here and be a part of this on Saturday now and try to help build this thing again. I'm looking forward to the challenge, so should be fun. And hey, Alex is here. All right, woohoo! Alex must have heard me threaten to sing if nobody showed up in chat. So thank you, Alex, for saving the one viewer I think we have.
Yeah. You're no problem.
Hey, champ, by the way, for a 3rd straight season. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I'll be honest, it doesn't mean as much as the others with how our participation
Understood.
was, but and how the competition level was. But you know, I had some good races and just kind of chilled and had fun.
Yeah, and obviously you put on some great battles. You and Nick obviously were the top 2 drivers it seemed like most of the season. Obviously there were times though where other drivers like Shane tonight had a good run. It looked like Thomas might be a threat in the end. But what was the difference? Because it seemed like after lap 100, you just drove away.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think so. I built up a little bit of a tire advantage, and I don't think people realized like how easy this fuel save was. Like the 3-stop was really straightforward, but people just didn't go for it. So I don't know what the deal was with that, but yeah. So once people realized like it was an option, then they backed off a bit, and that allowed me to drive away because I was already good from the first stint. So, but yeah, just really just chilled in map 5 when I was up front because I had that tire advantage. I was just able to stay ahead and then eventually pull away, and that was that, really.
Well, it was a great job, man. I know you've got some other things going on here in the future and stuff, so obviously congratulations first off on all the championships here, and obviously I know we'll be racing each other at times when I see you, but obviously best of luck to you, man. And as always, you got your chance to do shout-outs to whoever you want to, bud.
Yeah, thanks. Well, first of all, thanks to Julian and all the VOR admins. This is my last season, so for at least the foreseeable future. But yeah, it's been a great league. Hopefully, the participation and competition gets a bit back, gets kickstarted again. But you know, this was the 2nd league I joined, and I remember jumping in to my first race, starting from the back and winning it, which was like awesome because it was like one of my first league wins. And so and how far the league came and how far I came as a driver was really cool. So thank you to Julian for putting on an awesome league. And then, as usual, thanks to my teammates, Jim Herrick, Craig Forsyth, and Cohen Evans. A lot of them couldn't make it today, but we're an awesome team. It's a great group of guys. And then usual sponsors, 4D Sim Racing, Happy Trails Chili Company, and Race First Broadcasting.
There you go, my man. Well, great job. Congratulations. Best of luck, and we'll be talking soon, bud.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. You too. Alex Van de Sant, the champion, third straight season, and winner here at Homestead. Great job by him, of course, and wishing him the best. Obviously, changes coming on the league side, and, of course, when there's changes, things happen and stuff like that. So, obviously, best of luck to Alex in the future. So, Shane and Thomas, they're gone. So, we're going to go ahead and get off and go from there. But I'll definitely look forward to chatting with everybody on chat, on Discord, and going from there and seeing what we can do to get back going here. First race for Season 7 is coming up. It'll be June the 16th. Make that June the 18th. I don't know dates. At Texas Motor Speedway. And as you're seeing with some of the things that are coming up here, you see the 3 o'clock start time. Dan, you might notice the 80% fuel. Sound familiar? And, of course, the drop races that are in there now, the free entry and stuff, and the tracks you see, the 500-kilometer races, that's going to be your Triple Crown next season. So you get 500, but it's kilometers, not miles. So that's going to make things interesting. And I think some of the road races are going to be interesting because you could see fueling and strategy and stuff come into play. So I think we're going to see some very fun stuff coming in the very near future. So looking forward to being a part of what is coming up in Season 7 starting June the 18th. So I'm out. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, including my own down in Florida. And let's go from there. Enjoy the rest of your night. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.